What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this brand new episode. Tonight we are doing a quick update on Workhorse stock, also known as WKHS stock, if you didn't know that. So we're going to be looking at a little bit of price action, a little bit of updated news, some great things potentially for the company, some bad things potentially for the company, and a lot of stuff which is going to be upcoming. So if that sounds good, do watch all the way through to the end. Just before we do jump into some price action though, first, I would appreciate it a lot if you guys could subscribe. We're almost on a quarter of 1,000 now. I mean, I have divided it up like that to make it sound bigger than it is, but we're a quarter of the way there to 1,000. Most of that was actually in the past month. If you guys could keep us getting up there, I think we might get 1,000 views on this video. If we get 1,000 views on this video, can please every single one of you guys subscribe and like the video? It would be appreciated so much. I mean, it'd make my day, so thank you very much if you can do that. But yeah, we're just going to be looking at some important information tonight. So starting off on the one-day chart, we can see some big dips in the price. This is one of the first red days of the Workhorse stock in quite a while, and this becomes a little bit more apparent when we look out to the 5 days. So clearly not as bad as this drop that we saw here. But ever since this high of around 30.95, we didn't really see too much recovery. I mean, we started to go back up, but now we're going back down. So another little bit of a sell-off for Workhorse stock. And this is a time which I have chose to get into Workhorse stock myself, because I was looking about getting in down here, but my brokerage is actually in the UK, and it didn't support Workhorse stock at this time down here and here. So I was looking for it, and I was thinking the next sell-off I am going to buy. So I have actually bought some Workhorse stock tonight. So yeah, I hope that we can see some big returns on Workhorse stock as well, and it is in my best interest to tell you all the good information about Workhorse stock, but of course I am no financial advisor, bear that one in mind. So after the 6th month, things become a lot more apparent. Let's just do a quick zoom in here. So if we look across, we can see a 39% return from just here, and looking at from only a few months ago, we can see a 61% return. All the way out, we can see over 1,000% return. Amazing for such a stock, such a small stock like Workhorse. So obviously we are going to talk about the contract a little bit, not going to talk too much about it, talked about it so much, but electric vehicles, Workhorse, the USPS contract. So some people are saying that the Workhorse USPS contract could actually be worth, I think it is 8 billion instead of the 5 billion, 6 billion, 6 billion it was. So yeah, if that does come through and it is worth 8 billion because of inflation and some other factors since when the deal was announced basically, and when they announced that they were looking for new vehicles, that would mean that the company's market cap would shoot up even higher, and it would just be a great thing for the company. So hopefully we can see that higher price of $8 billion for the trucks. That would make the trucks worth about 50,000 each, which I think is a fair price for a delivery vehicle. So fair play to that, and hopefully we can see a price of 8 billion, which would make the company a lot more valuable. So a couple of other pieces of information. This one is also from Investor Place. Workhorse shares may be overvalued, but catalysts may actually lift the stock further. So if you want to look into this one, again, you can do that. But I think this article kind of does cover a few reasons why the stock could shoot up even higher in the future. So just to go over a few of those, we've got Lordstown Motors and a few other things like that. Like I said, if you want to go check this one out, I'm not really going to look too much into it, but electric vehicles are obviously a market which is growing, and for a company to establish itself and get a large market sector early could set them up for the company's lifespan and make them a well-recognized brand. I mean, just look at early motor car manufacturers. Look at Ford, for example. Ford over 100 years ago mass-producing cheap cars. Now Ford is still a big brand today. So that's amazing, and this could happen for something like Workhorse, and this is why it could potentially be a stock for life. Now, I am no financial advisor, I've said that before, but is one thing to note, this could be a stock to hold for a very long time. So let's have a look at another thing, which is this apparent insider selling, which in my opinion is not insider selling, because to be honest, that is illegal. But this is the CEO of Workhorse, President Dwayne Hughes, selling 1.3 million's worth of shares. So some people are saying that this is actually insider selling, and I think if this is insider selling, well, it is illegal, so I would just say it isn't. So there are going to be a few reasons for this. Perhaps he's just taking profits. Of course, if you want to look more into this, you can just check out a few articles and find out. I'm just trying to generalize this news and put it into one very short video for you guys to watch. So if that sounds good, like I said, do smash the like button and subscribe to show me that you appreciate it. So looking at some earnings reports, we can see here that basically when we look at some earnings, we can see good things, especially when we scroll down here. So earnings history and earnings expectations basically show huge growth estimates for the next few years. So the current year, we are apparently on minus 104%. I don't believe that's true. Next quarter is apparently plus 58%, and the current quarter is plus 41%. Big growth for a company, almost double in one quarter. Nice to see something like this, and just imagine if this growth does continue to go, which they apparently want it to do. So we've got Hitachi teaming up with Workhorse, and this means that they can pump out vehicles faster. So I think we're going to be seeing 100, then 200, then potentially 300, 400, 1,000 vehicles in the near future. So Workhorse this year, I think it is wants to produce between 1 and 200 vehicles a month, I think it is. And going on from there, we can see vehicle numbers be ramped up and them starting to produce vehicles in larger scales and larger amounts. So obviously that means that they can produce more vehicles, make more profit, etc, etc, and that's just a great thing for the company. So I hope you enjoyed this very short video on Workhorse stock once again, just giving you a little update on all the most relevant and recent news. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please check out any of the ones on screen right now. I will see you in the next one, which will be out later. Goodbye for now.